the first question that I think everybody wants to know, and I'm excited to hear all your responses on, is why did Springtide elect to study politics in 2024?
Yeah, so I mean, I think we were really expecting to hear a lot about politics just in the general discourse, given the general election coming up in November. So we thought that, doing this research now is really timely because we'd be able to contribute young people's voices to that discourse. They're not voices that we typically hear, especially when it comes to things like politics and like broader impact on society. So we thought it was really important and valuable to do this research and contribute young people's voices to the politics that are happening this year.
Yeah, and there are a lot of them, right?
And I think even for the younger folks, right, who aren't old enough to vote yet, they're still shaping their communities in really key ways. And they are thinking about these things, and they are attuned to the social and political issues that we're thinking about today. So being able to actually talk to them, hear from them, and think about how they're defining political engagement and how they're doing it, I think is going to be really interesting.
For sure. Are there any like topics on politics, or not on politics specifically, but on the study of politics or this particular study that are really interesting to you all personally, I guess as a researcher or just as a human?
A lot of studies of politics are very like big picture polls, like large scale surveys, and we do have that as a component of the study. But I love that we're also pairing it with like interviews of young people. I think that it really complicates the narratives of like political party and political leanings. Like I haven't interviewed anyone that I feel like really neatly fits into like conservative or progressive. Like everyone is so multifaceted, and I think that gets lost in a lot of the ways that we measure politics in the United States. And so I'm excited to be able to bring back some of that complexity as it relates to young people and what they value, and then also how their relationships are impacted by political issues.
Yeah, for sure. I also think like, young people, like Nabil was saying, young people's engagement in politics is something that we're interested in. I've been hearing from adults kind of a lot lately that they're not sure what type of engagement young people are doing and whether they're doing it at all. So I think that through the survey work and through the interview work, we'll really be able to get a better understanding of, what's important to them and what, the ways in which they're engaging in politics, and just in their communities as well.
Well, for me, the other part that's interesting about this is when and why young people choose to share their political lives with adults. What do young people look for when they're thinking about sharing these things? What are some of the kind of key characteristics of trusted adults that signal to young people, okay, yeah, we can actually have a dialogue here? Or, on the other end of things, like, you know what? I know this conversation isn't going to go anywhere, or, XYZ is going to happen. And so I'm going to kind of opt out of that at the outset. So really understanding what those conversations look like, what young people hope they look like, because we might expect that it's okay, maybe they're looking for a lack of disagreement. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think it's okay to disagree, but how you disagree, how you engage with young people, how you show them that you're really listening, is going to be a really kind of key part of this that I'm really interested to find more about.